Hi, I'm Ms. Wong. Today we're going to look at sketching parabolas of the form y equals x minus h squared plus k. Here we have the graph x squared. What happens when we add a number after x squared? Let's say k. So if we have, for instance, x squared plus 1, then we're moving the graph up a little bit. But if we're adding plus 8, we're moving up even more. So translate it up. We've done this in the previous video. If you don't remember this, click on the little eye and it'll take you to that video. If k is negative, for example, -1, the graph moves down a little bit. If k is, say, -8, the graph moves down even further. In another video, we explored h. So what happens when we have an equation such as x minus 1? That means moving to the right by a little bit. X minus 8 squared means moving to the right a lot. X plus 1 means moving to the left a little bit. And x plus 8 means moving to the left a lot more. So whatever's in the bracket, it's moving left and right. And whatever's outside the bracket, it's moving up and down. Revise this so you can continue the video and follow along. Example 1, that 3 means we're moving to the right by 3, and that -4 means we're moving down by 4. I always like to put little arrows so there's less confusion as I'm working it out. Moving to the right by 3 and down by 4 also means my turning point has moved that much. So my turning point will be 3, -4. And it's going to be a local minimum because it's a positive graph. And our axis of symmetry will match the turning point as always, so it's x equals 3. So let's sketch what we know. So the turning point and the axis of symmetry. And we know that is a local minimum, so it's going to be a positive graph. Now the y-intercept can be calculated by letting x equal 0. So put that into the equation and we get y equals 5. So that point there is going to be 0, 5. We describe this as a positive parabola that has been translated to the right by 3 and down by 4. Example 2, y equals x plus 2 squared plus 1. So the x plus 2 means we're moving to the left by 2, and the plus 1 means we're moving up by 1, which means our turning point is -2 and 1. And we see that it's a positive graph, so it's a local minimum. And we can work out the y-intercept by letting x equal 0, and the y value will be 5, so we can put that into the graph as well. And since it's a positive graph, we can draw a positive curve, and the axis of symmetry occurs as the same value of the x value of the turning point, so x equals -2. And we describe this graph as a positive parabola that has been translated to the left by 2 and up by 1. Example 3. If you're confident you can give this a go, pause the video and unpause to see the solutions. Otherwise, keep watching. So here we have y equals -x minus 2 squared plus 1. Now the x minus 2 means we're moving to the right by 2, and the plus 1 means we're moving up by 1. We also have this negative, which means our graph is negative. So I like to do a tiny little sketch to remind me of that. So the turning point is +2 and 1. And it is a local maximum because we have a negative graph. So let's plot that. Let's find the y-intercept, sub x equals 0 into there, and we get y equals -3. Now let's put that coordinate in. Now you've noticed that I haven't put any dots in here. So we have a negative graph, so that's a good reminder. So let's do a negative curve, and now I'm putting the dots in. So it looked like I drew a perfect graph inside the dots. So if you try to draw the dots first and then draw your line through the dots, it might come out a little bit wonky. It's actually quite hard to sketch this. You might want to practice drawing this shape over and over in your books. Okay, and then next, axis of symmetry, we can see that it goes through 2. And we describe this graph as a negative graph that has been translated to the right by 2 and up by 1. Here we have 6 graphs and 6 equations. Let's see if you can match the equations to the graphs. Pause the video and give that a go, and unpause when you're ready to see solutions. Here we have a graph that's moved to the left by 4 and up 2. So when we look for it, it's that one there, left 4, up 2. Here we have a graph that's being moved to the left by 4 but down by 2. So it's that one there. Here we have moved to the left by 3 and down by 1. So left 3, down 1, that one there. And this one here has moved to the right 1 and up 3, and it's a negative graph. So these are all negative graphs. To the right 1, to the right 1 and up 3, it's that one there. This one has moved to the right by 10 and down 5, to the right 10 and down 5. That one is down. So that one there. And lastly, this one has moved or translated to the left by 10 and up 5. So that graph there. That's it from me today. Thanks for watching, and revise all these translations. Make sure you're very comfortable with it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!